Spacehawk and the Lost Tribe of Mercury by Basil Wolverton. Suddenly the peacefulness of the place is broken by the thunderous roar of the propeller rockets, and a spaceship dives down from the thick Venusian clouds. Below, a head emerges from the water, and strange eyes peer up at the craft. Took! A Mercurian ship is cruising above the lake. Do not be alarmed, Paulo. Surely they cannot know that we, their Mercurian brothers, are dwelling within these waters. Meanwhile, the spaceship comes to a halt just above the water, and a powerful beam of light steps downward. Inside, two Mercurians gaze into the path of the beam. Our search is ended, Grebo. The bed of the lake is covered with Mercurian-type dwellings. For centuries, men of our race have sought the lost tribe of Mercury and the treasure with which they fled when our ancestors captured their city. At last I, Grebo, descendant of their conquerors, have discovered their abodes, sunken in a lake's mire. Rock, tell the men to equip 2 spacesuits with cooling systems. You and I will no doubt find the drowned ones, witches, well preserved, and there will be no one to stop us from taking what we find. Well-armored Grebo and Rog leap into the tepid waters of the dregs, and plummet to the bottom. There, in the tomb-like silence of the shadowy city, they move slowly about, and they see... Grebo, I swear I saw a human form dart through that door. That's absurd. You must have seen a fish. They look only half-human, and yet they are making friendly signs. The Mercurians are even more amazed when their sensitive receivers catch the sounds of their own language. Greetings, Mercurians. We, the Drexians, ones of your planet, have always expected your arrival. We hope you are friendly. Our only desire is to live in peace. What? You mean that you living here underwater are descendants of the lost tribe of Mercury? That is true. Our forebears gradually developed the physical means to live in this water. Now there are hundreds of us. Astounding, but I'm not so interested in your history as I am in getting the platinum with which your tribe escaped. What makes you think we have that platinum after all these centuries? I intend to find out. Tell me where it is, or you die. I will tell you nothing. Grebo brutally presses the electron gun trigger, and a blade of flame stabs through Turk, chief of the Drexians. The same for you, unless you show us that platinum. Paulo motions for Grebo and Rag to follow, and purposely leads them toward a building. Paulo, now chef through the death of Turk, darts away to head off other Drexians who are about to advance on the Mercurians. Keep out of their sight. It is suicide to approach them. Our only hope of saving the wealth we have been keeping all these centuries is to enlist the aid of the Spacehawk. He is our friend and the only one except our attackers who knows about us. Let us hurry to the thought projector and send out a message. Paulo seats himself in the projector. Hasty adjustments are made. Within a few moments his thought waves, amplified millions of times, are broadcast even beyond the solar system's limits. Millions of miles away, not far from the Martian area, the mysterious spacehawk's ship drifts slowly along. The spacehawk, powerful lone wolf, champion of law and order, throughout interplanetary space, is quick to catch Balor's thought message. He rapidly checks certain instruments to make certain he has a clear path to Venus. Then he sets out, swiftly gaining a speed which only his ship is able to attain. Within a short time, the spacehawk slows up and dives into the cloud shell around Venus. Inside Gribo's spaceship, still waiting above the lake, the Saturnian pilots freeze in terror. The spacehawk! We've no time to warn Gribo and Rock. Let's save our own hides. In another part of the ship, the rest of the crew, made up from men from all nations on Mercury, are suddenly hurled against the wall, as the pilots throw the craft into action. The spacehawk ignores the fleeing ship and plunges his craft into the lake. But Gribo's pilots, fearing that they will be pursued, recklessly head off into the mountains. Their frantic attempt to conceal themselves in the mountain ravines ends abruptly as the ship swerves against a rocky snag. Unaware of what has happened, Gribo and Rog come upon the Drexian capital. Watched by scores of hidden Drexians, they enter unmolested and after a thorough search, find what appears to be the door to a huge vault. Help me burn this lock, Rog. If they still have that platinum, I'll wager it's behind this door. The peaceful Drexians, having little knowledge of weapons, are amazed at the power of the electron guns. They are melting the lock. Let us try to stop them before it's too late. Now remember the order Barlow gave us. That does it. Now to find out what's inside, keep an eye out behind you, Rock. Our fish-eyed relatives might decide to attack us again. Yeah. By the light from their guns, the Mercurians pass through a short corridor, break open a second door, and... the platinum. Millions of dollars in solid platinum. With all this wealth, we can practically buy a planet of our own, Gribo. We? Why should I share it with you? What are you driving at? We are partners in this expedition, and I intend to... Gribo swings the electron flame upon the other's faceplate. Air spews from Rog's armor, and water rushes in, instantly crushing him. The ruthless Mercurian is quite unaware that a figure stands in the doorway. Murdering your friend was stupid, Gribo. It won't help you to get more of this platinum, because you won't get any. The spacehawk. Get out. There are some Drexians out there who are rather anxious to meet you, now that you don't have a gun in your hand. You're not real. How can you breathe? How can you stand the pressure? A charge from this shock pistol might convince you that I'm no phantom. Shock pistol, eh? Why, you can't hurt me with one of those things. My armor is too well insulated. Gribo, I'll give you about 10 seconds to get out of here. You can't bully me. I'm going to find out right now just who and what you are and what makes you tick. The Mercurian is sure that he can, with the advantage of his heavy armor, smash the spacehawk to a pulp. But to his surprise, he suddenly finds himself locked in an iron grip. Clutching his attacker, the spacehawk strides out of the vault. "Grebo, you're going to take a little trip. Don't turn me over to the Draxians. Let me go and I'll never come back." With one quick blow, the spacehawk jams Grebo's gravity control into the extreme up position. "I'll let you go, and I'll also make sure you never come back." Grebo is surprised to find himself free and moving toward the surface. His ascension becomes uncomfortably swift, and he tries to turn the gravity control back to great fear. Tries to turn the gravity control back. A great fear grips him as he realizes it has been purposely jammed. Like a bullet from a gun, he shoots up from the water. To his dismay, his ship is not in sight. There is no one to stop his speedy flight into the sky. As he reaches the vacuum of space, the terrific pressure within his suit causes it to burst, smashing him to atoms. Back in the lake, the thankful Draxians swarm around the spacehawk. "Don't worry any more about Mercurians, Bolo. I'll make sure they never bother you again." Now if only we could realize our dream of leaving these waters, selling our platinum, and building a great land city. But it would take many generations to again become air breathers. "Get your people together. I will perform the change within a few hours." "What? Why? That's incredible." Each subject is treated with a strange energy known only to the spacehawk, and emerges from the operation a new creature that can breathe air. Later. "Well, Bolo, you look somewhat different, and you should, considering that you have just gone through what nature would require a long time to do. It's astounding. We don't know how to thank you." The Draxians' first job in their new element is to put their platinum aboard the spacehawk's ship. "There goes the treasure we guarded so long, Bolo. Are you sure we aren't making a mistake to trust it to the spacehawk? If we never see it again, we will still be indebted to the spacehawk." 2 days later, a fleet of freight ships arise from the Venusian cities on the other side of the planet. They are loaded with materials for building the great new civilization of the Draxians. Under the spacehawk's direction, the city of Draxia is soon a reality. "My work here is done, Bolo. I must go now. You have our eternal goodwill and gratitude for all the miracles you have performed for us. Tell me, what is the secret of your amazing powers?" "That is something I never tell to anyone." As the spacehawk walks away, Bolo thinks his hand was hard like steel. I wonder if he is human. Amid loud cheers, the spacehawk roars away. It's high time for me to leave. Bolo was beginning to get the idea I'm not quite human, and that's an uncomfortably close guess. You will want to eventually discover the mystery of the spacehawk? Be sure to see his next strange adventure.